This is literally the first flight. Oh, so let's set the video going. We'll just double check. Should have marked those. They'd be handy if they were marked, wouldn't they, actually? Well, let's just press that. And I don't know if you can see that we've got a pulsing, whoop, flashing light. And as you can see, this is definitely working. So, and I think I want to set it sort of there, so that it's just pointing slightly down. Then it's got a little bit of movement to go up. If we point it fully up to start with, it can't go anywhere. So I don't think that's so good. But no, that looks that's quite smart. Yeah, so different anyway. Let's give it a go. We're counting up here as well, so hopefully you can see that. And it's really bright for the FPV, so we'll just see how we get on. So let's give it a go. Very lethargic at 40%, as you would sort of imagine. And it is quite windy here, and I mean quite windy. If you knew where I was, I'm actually down the Great Glen, which is Loch Ness is just over to my left. So this is quite a windy place, as you might be able to see in the trees. So altitude hold, you have to turn it on and off. Whoa, that's not, I can't adjust that with trim, that is just literally wind blowing across it. So that's altitude hold working. So you have to give it a lot of throttle to make it do anything else. And then when we come to middle, it should stay roughly on that level. So the picture doesn't look great on the FPV. I mean, it's extremely contrasty today. But the altitude hold, that's holding pretty good, isn't it? I mean, looking on that FPV screen, that's pretty good. It's not position hold, it's altitude hold, so there's a big difference there. I'm going to turn that off, and then you can see what's going to happen. It's just going to descend. Okay. So, whoa, yaw is pretty pretty aggressive for a 40%. A roll. Let's just bring it in a bit closer so we can. Whoops. Needs a lot of throttle to keep it up as well at 40%. Right up on the throttle, what it feels like anyway. Actually, to be fair, I've just flown the Unique here, so the Typhoon H, so throttle isn't really very fair to compare the two. Now let's have a quick wibble wobble. There we go. That's full pitch at 40%. Not really a lot, but the yaw is quite high, like I say. Well, that's good. And that gimbal is definitely working. Perfect. Right then. So let's give it a go. So I'm going to pop it up to 60%. Well, that's a bit better. I can actually fly that better. Yeah, that's better. That's pitch at 60%. Just do that pass again because I'm not too sure. That's full pitch. That's it. That's good. Again, got to really give that throttle some. But you should be using the altitude hold. I'm just giving it a go without first of all. Yeah, you can see the rolls a lot better, and the pitch as well. That's good. So let's put it up to 80%. Even better. Oh yeah, that's much better. Going to make lousy video at those sort of rates, but you can definitely see a huge difference. There we go. Right, okay, it's 100% time. That's us up at 100%. Oh yeah, that's much better. Whoa! Not exactly a sports model, but that's the wind catching it, I'm afraid. Oh well, it's a good test. See whether it coats with the wind. Yeah, that's pretty slick and pretty fast. I like the way you can actually see the black even in the dark areas. I think because of those, the tops of the props are chrome and they really do actually catch the light. And the little front LED does work. It's a good little headlight. It's well, there's certainly nothing at the back. Whoa! I forgot people have had fires here. Right, okay. So I don't know about flipping this thing. I'm really not overly keen. I don't even know if it does flip. So let's give it a go. I don't like flipping these, but never mind. See how we get on. Whoa! Okay, I will do one more flip, but that's probably going to be it. I didn't actually get any beeping or anything, which I'm a little bit... Gee whiz, that's just ridiculous. I shan't be pressing that again. It loses quite a bit of altitude. Let me do the altitude hold thing on it. That's altitude hold. Yeah. Oh, back LEDs are flashing. Ah, that's for the altitude hold. There we go. So it's found its little level there. So, no, it's got no chance. Yeah, so the throttle, down throttle is doing nothing. Sorry, I forgot about the chest cam. And up throttle will actually give it some rise, which is good. Well, that was silly. I looked down rather than just press the button. Oh well. And if you turn off altitude hold, it doesn't stay up. Good point. That was pretty soft compared to where it could have landed, which was there. It's fine. A little bit of dirt won't hurt it. Happens to the best of us. And me as well. There we go. So that was, yes. I should do that again. Just to see what I actually did wrong. No, she's still fine. Still up on 100%. That's good. So when we flick it into altitude hold, let me go the other way so I don't think the camera's going to pick that up. There we go. So into altitude hold, you get flashing the red LEDs at the back flash. So there we go. And of course, if I've got the throttle off completely, sorry, I'll try and keep this on the chest cam. If we've got the throttle off completely, it's still going to hold that altitude. But what it will do is climb if I go above half. So now if we keep the throttle up, kill it, that's fine. That wind is quite strong. You can see it moving those trees. Whoa! Like I say, just flew the Typhoon H. That would have recovered there, no problem. That's 1,200 pounder quad, so that's probably why it would have. Okay, so what I was out here for, this is such a lovely little spot. I just thought it was a little bit different to the garden. And I'd just like to, I have no idea how much battery power I've got left. And I think it records, these seem to record in sort of 3-minute batches, so I don't actually know how many minutes I've been flying for. But there we go, how about that? So I'm hoping I can get you a nice bit of Scottish landscape. Yeah, that's good. And again, that's at 100%. And the way really to video would be at 40%. So I'm just going to drop that down once I get it in somewhere where I can see it and everything's okay. So back down into 40%. Yeah, much slower. Throttle's still good. Just do that now. Do the same thing again. Much nicer way of filming. Yeah, and the FPV's working quite well. Ah, so it was me panicking there. The quad was doing fine. Well, you could flick the altitude hold on, but I never used to do it on my CX-20 actually. I guess you could. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. There we go, so it's on now. Let's just see how that holds. So I would say I was more or less level with that. Difficult to tell actually, but yeah, I would say so. And I'm just bringing that straight back towards me. And some of them will drop if you give it too much pitch, but that is pretty good. I must admit that is quite good. It's quite difficult to get used to that you can turn it off and then all your power goes completely. So just be warned with that. If you're new to it, it probably makes total sense, but not the way it works for me anyway. So let's see how we get on with a little bit of FPV again. And again at 40% seems pretty nice. Struggling against the wind. The wind is coming down the glen there, as you'd imagine. That's good. Oh, I don't actually know what the range is on this thing. Just going to give it a bit more gusto so it can get back to me. Like I say, I'm not too sure how much battery power I'll have after the LEDs start flashing. But, whoa, and we've got flashing LEDs, so I'm really glad I brought that in. Whoa, crikey. In which case, that wasn't a lot of power left afterwards. Crikey, because I didn't notice that earlier. And I think that's it gone. Gee whiz. Oh, I hope it saved the video. Don't know what's happened there. Has it disconnected? Yeah, that's absolutely dead. Crikey, that was close, wasn't it? How close do you want it? Whoa, it's dead as a dodo. Oh man. Crikey, that was really close. So, well, I would say sorry folks, but at least at least I did get it back. Whether or not the video's there, I don't know, because sometimes it will corrupt. Certainly the last one might be corrupted, but the others it should have saved back to the onboard, which is rather good. So that's all in situ. So yeah, nice little flight. Those motors are hot. I can feel them through this plastic, so that is pretty hot. I'm just gobsmacked. I just wonder whether I've really knocked something off in this thing. Right, go and get that back on charge, and let's see how we go. That battery is seriously hot. That's done one heck of a lot of work. I mean, it's only a 2-cell 1500 milliamp, so it's quite a small battery for this. I'd much prefer a 3-cell on it. Okay, so what did I think of the Q303A? Well, I like to go through negatives first and get them out of the way. And the major negative for me, I think, in the whole thing was the actual transmitter itself. The transmitter works well and the functions are good, but they could just do with identifying what the functions are on the buttons. It would really help. Even if you're new to flying and this is your only quad, you still really want to know when you're out in the field which is the camera, which is the video, headless mode and altitude hold. I mean, they would just be so easy to mark. The LCD's lovely LCD, but it doesn't give you hardly any information when you activate anything, and it gives you information like the lights are on, but you can't turn them off. So a little bit, this sort of bottom end of the transmitter could be changed, I think would be a polite way of putting it. There's a slight negative with the quad as well. This is about the only thing I could actually find, to be honest. It's a proprietary battery. I can't whinge about these too much because I've got a lot of quads now with proprietary batteries, but it does mean you can't just change them and you have to buy specific ones obviously for your quad. That having been said, you're not pulling plugs in and out, and you're virtually impossible to damage your printed circuit board inside your quad by wrenching the cables, which you can do quite easily with a battery that you're swapping with either JSTs or a banana plug or anything. So these have got a place, and all my big quads have proprietary batteries, so my uniques and everything, so I can't really moan about that, but it's just an observation really. On to the really good things, and there are some really good things about this quad. It flies really nicely. I like the camera. For what it is as a package, I think it's really good. I like the gimbal on it. That I was convinced the one-axis gimbal would be any good, having used to 2s and 3s, but it is actually good. It does quite a good job, and if you fly carefully, keep it in low rates and smooth, you can produce some nice little video from it. So yeah, impressed with that. The FPV is very good, 5.8 gigahertz as well. It's always going to be a huge benefit over Wi-Fi or anything else, and it worked really well. I'm very impressed with it. The screen is the standard screen that comes out on a lot of this level of quads, and it does what it does really. It gives you the information, and so all in all the package was pretty good. The other thing with the quad is it's not an aggressive flying quad. It's not designed to be, so you can't expect it to be. But if it starts to drop out of the sky for any particular reason, say you've turned off the altitude hold, the motors haven't got an awful lot of guts to lift it up. The battery's not very large, and it doesn't have a massive amount of kick in it to get them going again. But they are brushed motors, so you can't really expect anything else better from that. So all in all, I really like it. A couple of little things. Most of the transmitter is the only thing that I've got issues with. But no, great fun to fly, and look forward to them developing it even more.